There are new numbers out on poverty in the United States, and they are staggering. The poverty level is up again for the fourth year in a row, and there are now more poor people in America than any time since census records started 52 years ago.
It is a mathematical fact. This is not some opinion. This is a mathematical fact. Tens of trillions of dollars are being extracted from the United States of America. Democrats aren't doing it. Republicans are not doing it. An entire integrated system, financial system, trading system, taxing system.
Well, if you kill Wall Street, there'll be nobody to help create jobs. If you don't get jobs, then you're really unemployed. So
where's Wall Street been for the last 10 years?
Well, you can't look where Wall Street's been for the last 10 years. You got to look where Wall Street's been for the last 200 years. And there's 300 million people in this country, and as of 4 years ago, the unemployment rate was 4.5%.
How can you it's always...
Hold on. It's not your show, monkey. I'm talking to these people. Hold on. I'm not talking to you. Monkey, I'm not talking to you.
Money in politics is the root of all political evil. It is corruption at its worst.
Hold on. It's not your show, monkey.
All of these anti-capitalistic people, anti-American people.
The memo lays out the political threat Occupy Wall Street poses for the banks. Democratic victories in 2012, the authors write, would mean more than just short-term political discomfort for Wall Street firms. It has the potential to have very long-lasting political, policy, and financial impacts on the companies in the center of the bullseye. Think for a moment of how many similar documents are floating around out there, how much money and power is being amassed to make sure that Occupy Wall Street is just a brief fad, a quirky cultural moment we'll all vaguely recall years hence. That's if the 1% get their way.
Enough is enough.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
My only agenda is the creation of a level playing field, so that I grew up very, very working class, and I hope that the system changes towards inclusion, and that's it. And that's what I love about this so far, is that people are peaceful, they're respectful, and that it seems to come from a place of love, and that's where you want to be.
They have seized upon the thing that truly unites a lot of Americans right now, in a good way, which is, the greed on Wall Street and the incompetence of politicians to rein that in, has wreaked havoc for the rest of us. And it's very clear that after people voted for change in 2008 and voted for we don't want this to happen, it's very clear that nothing is changing and nothing is getting any better. So there's an incredible anger focused at Wall Street and what it's done and what it's continuing to get away with. At some point in time, I think they will come up with demands. But the they will be, it's going to be assemblies, it's going to be democratic, it's going to be who shows up, it's going to be who's doing things. They obviously have been inviting all sorts of progressive organizations and unions and peace groups. Yes, our cause is your cause because you're the ones that are also, getting stiffed by the guy that you voted for.
The media will talk about how activists have so many disparate causes that they seem to be fighting for, and that, of course, is seen as a weakness to many people in the media. It's interesting, too, because that is actually seen as a strength of a lot of movements, from a movement perspective, that have a big tent where a lot of people can feel free to tack their issues inside of it. So, I mean, those are some of the general patterns that we see. You might say patterns of deprecation, if you will. Today in the Oregonian, there was an amazing piece that they published by Rich Lowry, an opinion piece, where he basically just called the movement a bunch of crusty, woolly-headed hippies. What you see, though, in more subtle, objective circles when it's not opinion pieces, is this the persistent question of what is your demand, Occupy Wall Street or Occupy Portland? What is your demand? The media is really used to getting press releases, shiny little press releases that tell exactly what's going to happen. So when you have a movement like this that is much harder to define, is coming from the ground up, that's emerging, and it's trying to get people to actually slow down and talk to each other, media doesn't know what to do with it. And not only that, they don't have time to slow down because they have their next deadline that they need to get. Talk about the ideas. Don't dismiss people as just ignorant. Don't dismiss them as freaky. Don't dismiss them as Lowry did, call them woolly-headed or whatever you want to do. Don't do that. That's just cheap politics. Let's talk about the actual ideas. There's a lot of interesting ideas floating around here, a lot of creative alternatives.